Good morning, everybody. I'm absolutely delighted to be here. I'm Emma-Jayne Gooch, Head of Supply Chain Development at Sellafield. We're not about energy generation, but we are about opportunities. This conference has been really interesting for me. It's opened my eyes to a lot of things that you have available in this area, but it's also made me realise that Cumbria hasn't had much of a mention, which is a real shame, which is why I'm delighted to be able to bring Sellafield here to talk to you about opportunities. So first of all, can I just ask, by a show of hands, how many of you in the room are businesses? Okay, how many of you are SME businesses, small businesses? Smashing. How many of you know about Sellafield? Okay, that's great if I get stuck. How many of you have never heard of Sellafield before? How many of you don't know much about Sellafield? Okay, so I would like to show you a video now which may just change what you thought Sellafield was all about. I'm just going to give you a little bit of a corporate overview of what Sellafield is, and then I'm going to go on to how to do business with us. So we represent the biggest environmental challenge in Europe, and we are based right there in West Cumbria. So Sellafield covers 2 square miles. This includes things like canteens, laundry, police, fire service. We are in our rights, our own town. And it's home to more than 200 nuclear facilities. So we are now moving into commercial reprocessing. So as that's coming to an end, sorry, our focus has shifted to accelerated cleanup. This accelerated cleanup is known as decommissioning. So we're moving away from reprocessing and moving into decommissioning. So our purpose. Our mission is to be a world leader in solving complex nuclear challenges. Our vision is to safely and securely remediate the Sellafield site to the benefit of the industry, the nation, and the region. So what do we focus on? The 3 things we focus on in all we do is safe, secure site stewardship. Safety is at the heart of every decision that we make. Return on investment. We're spending taxpayers' money, and it's essential that we demonstrate value through everything that we do. And demonstrable progress. We must focus on accelerated clean-up of our legacy facility whilst completing our reprocessing programs. Okay, so now on the fun slides. These are mine, you'll be able to tell. You'll be able to see it. Okay, so anyone that's perhaps tried to do business with Sellafield before or knows Sellafield know that we have our own language. We call it the hidden language. So you might hear CTM, ISA, DSA, PPP, you might hear QS, you might hear ONR, EA, all these things that we say that kind of make it really difficult for people to understand what it is that we're talking about. So I'm hopefully today will be able to help you get over the acronyms and actually get down to what we mean. So how to find opportunities. All our opportunities are actually on our website. Now, unfortunately, our website is a gov.uk website. So what that means is it has no personality and it's quite difficult to use, but the information is there. So if you go onto our website, this is the holding page that you will find, and you need to go to the yellow bit that says how to do business. So you'll then come to this page, and this gives you opportunities and details of current suppliers, finding opportunities, procurement schedules, tier 2 suppliers, etc. Okay, so to be able to do business with Sellafield, you must be registered on our complete tender management system, which is called CTM. That is where you will find all the opportunities, and that is where you'll be able to do your bids, but you have to be registered on CTM to be able to do this. Another really important place for you to look for any government contract is Contracts Finder. If you are not currently using Contracts Finder, you really must, because that won't only give you opportunities in the nuclear industry, but it will tell you opportunities that are government funded. So that could be MOD, it could be hospitals, it could be schools. It's really easy to use. You can set up alerts. So whatever it is that your business does, you can set up alerts, and every time a contract is published, it will send you a notification. So that's really, really important. If you're not already doing that and you're wanting to work within government, you must make sure you register on Contracts Finder. It's a really good way of finding those opportunities. Another place to look for opportunities with nuclear, but also opportunities with wider government, is Crown Commercial Services. If you're not already looking at Crown Commercial Services, if you're not already registering for some of them frameworks, you really need to. Just like ourselves, they have a push on SMEs. They really need to increase their SME spend as per government. So it's a really good time for SME businesses to be starting to look and making those inquiries to Crown Commercial Services. So make sure that you have a look at that. But what I want to talk to you about now is our procurement schedule. So we have on our website, it's just an Excel spreadsheet, which has different tabs that talk about procurements. The first one is procurements not yet awarded. And on here, you will see for a plan of about 5 years, what procurements we have coming up. It will tell you how we're going to procure them. It will tell you the value. It will tell you when we're likely to go to market with them and when we're likely to award them. So it's really important that you keep a watch on that page. And it also tells you who the category manager is if you have any questions whilst we're not out with that procurement. So most people will look at that when they're looking for opportunities. But what they miss is awarded procurements. Now, I would say that this is your most important page to look at, especially if you're a small or medium-sized business. Because what this tells you is every contract that we've awarded over the last sort of 4 or 5 years, who we've awarded it to, what the value of that contract was, and who the contract manager is for it. So what that tells you is, for instance, Morgan Sindall has won this contract, and you will then know that you need to contact Morgan Sindall. We also have on our website a list of our top 40 Tier 2 suppliers. Now, it's not only a list of our Tier 2 suppliers, what it also gives you is details of what they procure and their contact details. So rather than it just being a sales pitch for them, it tells you the types of things that they're looking to procure, what contracts or frameworks that they have with us, and their contact details. So that's really, really key, because the majority of the work that businesses will win with us will be through our Tier 2 partners rather than direct Sellafield, because of the way we put out our contracts. So this awarded programs, procurements, is a really important one. We also have a subset, which is SME opportunities. So if you are an SME, These are the direct contracts that we're going to be letting that we think might be of interest to you. So it'll be worth keeping a watch on that page too. Whilst we're talking about SMEs, I want to talk to you about something which is my baby, which I'm very proud of, and that is Link with Sellafield. Link is a procurement platform that allows SME businesses to work directly with us by solving our challenges. It was actually a concept that came up by Doon Ray. It was some graduates at Doon Ray who were looking at how do we make it easier for SME businesses to do work with us. And they came up with Link, which stands for Liaise, Innovate, Network, Collaborate. It was originally called Tinder for Tenders, which I think was even better, but we've gone with Link, that's fine. Now the whole point of this isn't just for SMEs doing business, but it's about SMEs collaborating together. So, a company from Cumbria has nuclear experience. A company from Cornwall maybe has some fishing experience of some really good kit that they think will help Sellafield. The ideal would be the company from Cornwall will partner and collaborate with the company from Cumbria. They will then work together to solve a solution, which will then allow a Cornwall company to work in Cumbria, but it will also allow a Cumbrian company to perhaps diversify out into Cornwall, into the fishing industry. So we're all about, at Sellafield, we're all about collaboration and diversification. We want opportunities for our supply chain elsewhere, and we want other supply chains to come and talk to us because that's how you bring in innovation. So that's what's so great about Link. So some statistics on Link. We've got 416 registered companies. It's only been running 2 years. We've had 20 opportunities awarded. We're currently on opportunity number 25. They've been awarded, 6 of those that were awarded were to collaborations. And one thing that I think is really key is 9 of the awards were SMEs that have never worked with us before. So we have got some SMEs that are already doing great stuff, and of course they're going to work with us. But 9 out of 20 were SME businesses that have never worked with Sellafield before. So there is definitely opportunity there. It's also great for saving us money, around about £826,000 in savings. So one piece of that technology I want to really quickly show you. Now, I'm not a very technical person, so you'll get things explained to you in a very simplistic way. But Red Engineering, they are an oil and gas SME business. We put out this challenge whereby we needed to get down a pipe that was about this big. We needed to go down it, we needed to go round a corner, and then we needed to go down, and then we needed to do a cut. The way that we were going to do it was going to cost around about, probably, they think, £1 million a cut. They knew that there was this off-the-shelf technology that they'd used within oil and gas that would actually go down and do a cut in a pipe that's this big. What they did was they came up with this really cool arm that would bend and turn, or kind of at that angle when it hit where it needed to go down. This has been trialled and tested on site, and we estimate it's probably going to save us round about £8 to £10 million. That is from an SME business coming onto Sellafield and helping us solve a problem through Link. So it really is an excellent way. It also really demonstrates collaboration because the guys from Red came in, they spoke to the Sellafield team, together they used their expertise and knowledge to come up with something really, really cool. So really quickly, just some other ways in which you can do business with us. We've got a dynamic purchasing system that we've just launched. There's one already with LLWR, which is for services, but we've just launched one that covers engineering services, asset management and maintenance, manufacture and digital. Now, I don't know if anyone knows anything about DPSs, but you can register on. They're really easy to register. They're open to anyone to register. We think this will probably have around about 5 to 10 million a year go through. So it's a really good opportunity to have a look directly with Sellafield at some of those areas. This is the forecast demand. It isn't just for Sellafield. It's open to Magnox, LLWR, Doon Ray, RWM, NNL as well. So all of those companies will be utilising it. So it's really important to get registered on there. It's quite easy to register. It's not really, really laborious. And then once you're registered, you'll get sight of those opportunities coming through. So I just really want to quickly go through our contract landscape. I know you can't see this very well, but I'm just going to give you some figures. So each year we spend 1.2 billion in the supply chain. That is enough opportunity for every business. So this demonstrates our annual spend. So 65 million of that spend is on operational and business consumables. 380 million is asset care, plant and project enhancements. And remember, asset maintenance was one of those categories in DPS. 50 million on R&D, innovation and technical services, 80 million on ICT, 190 million on major projects, 110 million on engineered equipment and products, 110 million on corporate and professional services, 125 million on design and engineering services, and 85 million on site support services. So as you can see, there's some real opportunity there for all types of businesses. And that's what's really key about Link as well. I showed you a technical challenge, but actually our challenges are really vast. We have currently out at the moment, we have a challenge for photography. We have a challenge for some training. We have a challenge for a technical solution, radiography equipment. So it really is anything, and it is really broad. So whatever your company does, there is an opportunity for you on Link. So near-term opportunities at Sellafield, these are just some of the big things that we have coming up. You may be aware, PPP, that was awarded on the 9th of May. 70 to 80% of the value that runs through PPP will be going out to the supply chain. So it doesn't close the market, it opens the market. On the 9th of November, so really soon, they're going to be, they have been there 6 months, and our major projects will be rolling over to them. So it's a really big time for them. On the 13th of November, they are speaking at Britain's Energy Coast Business Cluster in Cumbria. If you are interested in going to hear about what they have to say, this is their first visit to the supply chain to kind of like say, look, we're here, this is how you do work with us. Britain's Energy Coast Business Cluster have said people are welcome to come along for free. So if you want to come and hear what they have to say, they have a lot of money to spend. ICT services, we're currently out to market in different lotted procurements for ICT. Operation of business consumables and engineered equipment with the 3 metre cube boxes are all what we have going on at the moment. So engaging with us directly as a tier 2, that's those direct contracts with us. Anyone that works directly for us, we class as a tier 2. Through Link with Sellafield, we have launched a Link with tier 2. It's a little bit slow on the take up, but we're trying to get there. I do own, I haven't actually mentioned it on any of my slides, I own the SME agenda for Sellafield. So it's my responsibility to ensure that 31 pence in every pound goes to an SME business. We work really hard with different SME initiatives. We have SME forums, we do trade missions, we have events whereby we bring our SME businesses together both with Sellafield and with our tier 2 partners. So any SME business in the room that's interested in being involved in any of those initiatives, if you contact supply.chain.inquiries@sellafieldsites.com, just mention that you've heard me speak today, that you're an SME business and you're interested to know everything there is and be part of everything there is. We'll make sure that you're added to a mailing list and you start getting those opportunities also. So that was all I was going to say, because I've probably gone on far too long, so I do apologise. Sellafield, the original Northern Powerhouse.